All right, welcome, folks. Let me just fire up my chat. We are live, and I'm the only one here. I just sent out the email a few minutes ago to everyone else. I had a call. It was kind of urgent, and yeah, I got the email out a little bit late, but I'm sure some people will join once they see that I've actually sent the link. So we've got David here. How are you, man? Cheddar. We've got Jamal. Mr. Kareem. How are you, mate? We've got Volker. I think that's how you pronounce that. Finally awake for the live stream, and a change to winter time will give me an extra hour's sleep. Awesome. Let me know where you're from too, guys. That's cool. All right. So I've got the chat working. Looks like we're all good. We've got Samu. We've got Jefta. Is that how you pronounce that? Brandon, Kurt. We've got lots of people here already. We've got Aggiefish already. How are you, man? Lando. Baldro Guitars. Bordro? Man. I should learn how to pronounce some of these names a little bit better. So this is a community hangout. So essentially what we do every now and then, we'll get together with some subscribers and all that kind of stuff, a couple of other YouTubers, and just they're welcome to join in here. We can have up to 10 at a time. That's the limit for the YouTube hangout, which is cool. And I've just sent the email out, so we should have some people there already. For those who are new to the live stream, if you're watching this on a replay, you won't see the live chat scroll. You'll just see it as a regular video. So if you just see it as a regular video, the stream is over. If you see the chat flying along here and you're able to type in it, the stream is still live. So I just thought I'd throw that in because we always get a lot of people going, "Hey, Shane," you know, which is fine after the video has already been posted. So I thought I would share that with everybody. Uh-oh, here's some trouble. How are you, John?
Good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, good, thanks, man. What's cooking? You're inside.
No, I'm actually out on the balcony.
Oh.
I'm leaning up against the wall. It's a beautiful day here today.
Yeah, nice.
No, I've got the family staying with me for a few weeks, so it's crazy in there.
Yeah. Cool. What's new with the gear acquisition syndrome for you lately, mate? You're the king of the guitars under $200.
I think actually no. You know what? I did. I actually, now the last thing I brought was another profile Strat, which was back in March, and it was in sorry state. I pulled it all apart, and it sat with its guts hanging out on the table for 6 months. And I finally, with everyone moving in, I needed to make room, so I put it back together. It just needs to be intonated and sort of like adjusted, and should be ready to go. But I only kept out the. You see my rack that just sits there with all the 14 guitars sitting there at arm's length. I've only kept like the put it this way. I filled up all the cases that I had, so the only ones that are left are the ones that I've got nowhere to put.
Yeah, nice. And, you actually almost inspired me to get an SX guitar the other day. I was at a Cash Converters, and I saw they had a lefty Strat, but it was missing a pole piece on one of the little saddles, and I thought, I don't know if it's the thread's gone on it or it's just missing, and then if the thread's gone, I'm going to have to get a couple of extra pieces. So there's only $59, so I need you to help me talk me into that if you reckon it's worth it.
Mate, have you ever been to eBay and see how much saddles are? It's like $7,000. I don't think it's a doable project. I
don't know if I need a particular type for that one. That's all.
But something like that. Like I'm looking to, the only thing that I really want to upgrade on my SX Strat is the bridge, because they've got a very thin block. The trem blocks are very, very thin. Mm-hmm. But the rest of it's fine. It's got a beautiful neck on it. It's got I bought it with the idea to tear it apart and upgrade it and to experiment on, but that's the only thing I can think of that would really make any sort of difference to it, and probably not even much more of a noticeable difference. I mean, for a cheap guitar, which is what it was, it was $200 brand new.
Yeah, wow.
You can't, and it's whether I fluked it, like that Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 that you like the one that you tried out in San Fran.
So
I mean, I'm sure that they're bottom of the barrel built to a budget and everything like that. And I was lucky enough to find one that had the tuners replaced and set up perfectly. So, that they are out there. As much as maybe they don't take the care to match everything up, every once in a while they're just going to fluke it, and they're the ones you find. I've picked up lots of picked up lots of sort of crappy ones and put them down, and I take home the ones that I like.
Yeah, fair enough. I was going to basically put a video together and give you a shout out if this project goes ahead, mate. So I've sort of belittled SX guitars. Well, not belittled them, but I had no appreciation for them. But I picked this one up, and the neck was pretty good. I got to say, like it almost felt like a Clapton V-neck. Not quite, but it was along those kind of lines. I thought to myself, it actually isn't too bad. The action was terrible, but the fret edges were good. They're things you can fix. I don't want to have to file fret edges down and all that kind of stuff. But on this one, I wouldn't have need to. So I might go back and maybe pick it up. I don't know, in the next couple of days. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look, I've always said with the difference between a good Strat and a bad Strat, unless you got like a twisted neck or something like that, is pretty much the setup. If you can get the neck straight and you can get the that's the only thing that really matters. Frets can be filed down, and everything else is just an adjustment.
Yep. We've got someone else who's just joined here. We've got T-Boy. How are you, man?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey.
I'm good.
How you doing? Good.
Can you guys hear me well?
Yep.
Yeah, sounded good.
Yeah.
Thanks for wearing headphones, by the way, guys. I appreciate it.
That's right.
I'm forever having to mute microphones and all that kind of stuff, and it gets really distracting. So we've had you on a couple times before. Whereabouts are you from again, mate? I've forgotten.
I'm from Budapest. I live in Hungary, but actually I was on only once. Hey, John with the family.
Get out of it, will you? I'll probably have to nick off soon. They want to go down the pool.
Okay, all right, cool.
We're gonna head down there.
Well, nice, man. Well, if you jump back on later, we'll probably be here till around 12 o'clock, so we'll be here for a couple hours.
Yeah, cool.
Cool, man.
Enjoy the swim.
Sorry to interrupt. Keep going.
Oh, that's all right.
I was just saying, yeah, I'm from Budapest, from Hungary. I've only been on this chat once before because, kind of the time difference is a bit. I'm usually asleep by this time, but I was actually just awake tracking some songs, and I saw your email. I'm like, yeah, cool. So
thanks for joining in.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
No worries. So what sort of stuff are you tracking? What sort of music are you playing?
Well, I was kind of, I can show you if you want. I don't know if you could be able to hear it. This is kind of like rock, mainly rock stuff, because I'm trying to build a repertoire up for this website where I upload like royalty-free music.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, right now this part of the year, this time of year in Hungary is pretty off season, I guess, if you're a musician, because nothing really happening right now, or at least for me. I'm sure there's a lot of other musician friends of mine who are doing a lot of gigs at the moment, but most of the gigs are mainly during summer and then around like New Year's Eve, and odd concerts here and there in between. So every time I have a bit of time off, I have some spare time, I try to do some royalty-free music so I can just kind of work on my passive income, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's good. I always thought about doing something like that at some point, but it's a time-consuming. It's pretty time-consuming, I guess, too. But it's good fun. There's no doubt about that.
For sure. Yeah, not only is it good fun, you also learn a lot. Even though you don't, I hate to use the word make money doing music, but obviously if you're a musician, you kind of have to think of these things. But what it really teaches you is like mixing skills, like how to use compressors, EQ, that sort of stuff. So kind of, even if I don't make any sales, I'm still mainly interested in like recording, mainly like riff ideas that I have come up when I'm like practicing. And in order for me to kind of even if I don't make like an entire song of it, I can kind of like record it and try to make it sound through the computer speakers the way I can hear it in my head, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can
Oh, that's great. I was going to say, if you need, if you want any of your music on Guitar Search Saturdays, man, I'll chuck some stuff in there if it suits the vibe. So I'll give you,
cool, man.
You know,
Yeah,
obviously text. I'll mention where the music's from and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be cool.
You don't have to, man. You don't have to. You know, but yeah.
No, that's the whole idea. Give you some. No, that's fine. That's just how royalty-free stuff works. So I have no problems with that. We also, hey Terry, how are you, man? You popped in there.
Hello. Finally figured out your time thing.
The man with the $1 million mic. Your mic always sounds good.
Well, again, Sennheiser PC350 headphones, so they probably are one of the nicer ones to have like a mic, because Sennheiser always has like really good high quality mics in there.
Yeah.
Especially like their Aviator style.
Nice. We've had quite a number of questions come through already, so we'll take a few in a sec, guys. So the first one, though, which I'm going backwards, is what guitar's behind you? Is that SG style? Is it Ibanez? Was it T-board? The guitar? Yeah.
It's actually one of the two identical. Ibanez. These are artists, actually. It's an Ibanez or Ibanez. Yeah, Ibanez artist from.
I'll meet you down there.
This one is a 1981 model. It's the AR300. That says anything to anyone. They make these nowadays as well. I think they're crafted in China. They are pretty nice as well. But this is the one. They're very similar, but just like a different. They're the identical model, but a different color. And there are some slight differences, like the bridge is different. If you have a closer look on each of them, you know. But they both sound amazing.
Got the harmonica style bridge, and the other one's got a more kind of whatever. But yeah, those are fairly sought after.
Yes. Actually, I picked them up in South Africa when I was there visiting my parents like 2 years ago. I always buy them to sell them in Hungary, but you know, every time I bring them over, I'm like, they're just too nice of a guitars to sell. So nice. And I end up keeping them. Oh, by the way, Shane, I wanted to tell you that, you know, I also have big hands like you, and I think you also prefer like fatter neck guitars.
Yeah, definitely.
This is the only beef I have. Well, you know, I wouldn't call it like a negative aspect, but you know, these mainly have like thinner necks. But I actually found a way to make it more comfortable for us people with bigger hands. Like I usually play on 10s, but if you put 9s on it, it actually becomes much easier to play, you know, even if it's a thinner neck. Just thought I'd give you a little.
I've never played anything less than 10s on any guitar. Usually 11s all the time.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, likewise. I'm the same. But I
don't know if it's so much. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's so much the string tension that's the problem. It's more like where I get sore when I play. Like for me, like I can reach so many frets on the guitar. Not that I'd ever do that, but I get sore in here if the neck's too thin. It's something about having to do this so all the time. Yeah. I don't know if it's just people. I don't know. My hands are pretty big. I can grab a basketball pretty easily. So I just get really sore in here if I get a neck that's too thin. Even the Strat, it's got an okay size neck. It's not fat, but the 50s necks seem to sort of fill out your hand a little more. It's maybe less tension or less bending or something. I don't know what it is, but I'll try light the strings. I'm not too sure. Maybe it's an RSI thing or something. I don't know.
If you have a guitar that has like a thinner neck and you don't really play it a lot because you say, it's uncomfortable to play because I got big hands and it's got a thin neck, try put a lower gauge, like 1 gauge lower. If you play 11s, put like 10s on it. And it's
okay, cool.
I think it has to do kind of the way your thumb bends. Like if it's a thinner neck, obviously you have to kind of bring your finger closer, and you can kind of see the arc or the arch in my thumb. I think kind of hurts here. Well, for me, it kind of starts hurting here. But if you have a thick neck, it kind of straightens your thumb, or at least this.
No, definitely. No, that makes sense. Absolutely. So a few people have asked whereabouts you're from too, with your accent. So you're living in Europe, but you're from South Africa, eh?
No, actually, it's a long story. I was born in Hungary, like I'm Hungarian, but when I was 10 years old, I left Hungary and we moved to South Africa, to Johannesburg, with my parents, who actually still live there. I moved back to Hungary about 13 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, so my accent's a bit of a cocktail, I guess. It's like mixed up, you know.
It's all right. It's
something different. If I go to South, yeah, the girls like it, so I'm happy about it.
You could be Russian one day. You could be, you can pull out whatever you like. But you just make stuff up because no one knows exactly where you're from. That's cool.
Everything is possible.
All right. Let me just see if we've got any questions here.
There's a few.
Yeah, there are. All right, I'll have a quick read of these. So, anything new with you, Terry? Any new guitars, amps, stuff in general?
No, unfortunately, I put off my computer upgrade to build that jazz blaster that I did. So I'm now in the process of saving up to get my computer parts to update my system to some newer stuff to last longer. The stuff I got's like 5 years old, so it's on the verge of like it could crap at any time.
All right, cool. You're all right. So we've got. Let me just see here. Shane, which hollow body guitar do you prefer, a Gretsch Streamliner or an Epiphone Sheraton 2? Well, these are like just questions you got to ask yourself. These kind of which is better questions with guitars, at least in my opinion, is playing both, see which one you like the best. I'd probably play, I don't know, I kind of like them both. The Epiphone Sheraton feels more familiar to me because I'm used to those kind of guitars. I played a Gretsch Streamliner. The video actually of it's coming up, I think, in a few days, so stay tuned for that. But it's a really nice guitar. Just pick the one you like the best.
The reality is there's so many hollow bodies, and so many companies that actually they kind of delve away from the actual traditional 335 shape, like Ibanez. Mm-hmm. The Ibanez semi-hollows are just beautiful, and they have a totally different figure. Like Yamaha has a little bit of a different look too on some of theirs. It varies from company to company. So I mean that's. When you got asked that question, I think that's the even biggest factor above all is it's not necessarily between one company. It's more like you said, you should actually check out all companies, kind of like semi-hollow bodies, single cut, double cut, type of thing. And, find what, like you said, feels comfortable for you.
And I think tonally between those two guitars, they're a little bit different. Like I kind of see Gretsch guitars filling a niche in a sound, whereas an Epiphone, any 335 kind of does something else. If you play just straight blues, I'd probably go for the Sheraton. If you're playing like rockabilly stuff, it'd be a no-brainer to go for the Gretsch. It's got more of it. The pickups sound different. Not to say you couldn't do one or on the other and vice versa, but I think at least in terms of feel, the Sheraton would feel better for blues sort of stuff in terms of the sound it makes. And also maybe the body shape to some extent. I don't know. It just feels better. At least for me, it would feel better standing up playing a 335. But I like them both. I think they both sound pretty cool.
I actually have one hanging here. A Sheraton too.
Oh, nice. Yeah. They're beautiful guitars, man.
Yeah. I like your Tokai a lot.
Oh, thanks. I don't have it out. I've got it in the lounge at the moment. It's in the other room. I had it out. I was jamming out on it the other day. But yeah, they're pretty nice guitars, man. I don't know. I'm yet to find one I like more, so I'm happy with that. Speaking of cheap guitars earlier, though, have you guys, other than, I mean, John, I think, stepped away, but have either of you guys tried one of those Epiphone Special 2s, those cheap two pickup?
No, I can't say I have.
Now, if you get a chance to, check them out. They're insane.
Is this the one you played on when you were in the States just now? And it was like $100 equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. They're $349 here, but I haven't been able to find a lefty anywhere. But I've got my eye open for one. Yeah, they're unbelievable cheap guitars. Those things, they're really good.
I actually smiled when I saw you do that video because my guitar teacher in music school had the same guitar and it was just sounding amazing, especially the neck pickup for like jazz type of stuff,
Yeah.
You can basically pretty much play anything on those guitars, I think.
Oh, absolutely, man. Yeah, they're a great sounding guitar. What I love about them is how simple the pickup control is. Like, you got a switch and then you've got one volume, one tone control. For me, that's perfect. I don't need 2 volume controls and 2 tone controls. I don't need any tone controls on my guitar. I never mess with them. I just don't. I know a lot of people say you can get this and that out of tone controls, but it's not really something I'm that into, I guess. All right.
No, I agree. I wouldn't mind having a guitar with just one volume control and that's it. I mean, that's what Guitar Fetish did with those Earl Slick guitars. It's just a 3-way toggle and a volume.
Oh, okay, I don't know those ones. Cool. All right, Jerry asks, hey, Shane, what experience do you have with the Chinese Tokai SGs and Love Rocks? Are they hit and miss? No, they're good. I've owned 2. I think they're pretty good guitars. The only one downside to some of them is the Tunematic Bridge isn't always great. They're not junk, but they're not always great. The one thing I replaced was that, and I had a Les Paul, and I bought the SG the same day. So both of them are really good. One bridge was fine. The other bridge buzzed a bit, and instead of like having to take it back, I got on eBay. I just ordered a Tunematic Bridge, one of the Tone Pros ones, like without the spring and all that kind of stuff, and it was so much better. I reckon I actually got better sustain out of it as well. I don't know if that was just what do they call it, the placebo effect or something, but it actually felt different to play. So it might be worth, some might be fine, but others might not be. So the way that I found out which bridge was good is if you hit a note, it's going to essentially like unplug the guitar. If you hear a fizzy or a buzzing overtone, it's generally the spring that's on the actual bridge, which would be, I don't have a Les Paul, but with me right now or whatever, but it'll be in this area on that guitar. So you'll find just replacing that one part makes a huge difference. And then you know what, tone wise, there's not a lot in it. I did an A/B comparison between the Chinese and the Japanese stuff. Listening back now, there's not a whole lot in it. I think there's a bit more snap in the Jap stuff in terms of top end, on at least with their Les Pauls, but it could just be pickup height and all that kind of stuff too. But they're good quality. I doubt you'll have a problem with them. Sorry, guys. I just want to answer a couple of questions as we go here. So, hey, John's back. I thought you might have been doing the diving board thing.
Nah, man. I keep forgetting how to sort of like mute the call or whatever like that. I'm also on call for work, so I had a phone call come from work. So I thought if I just hit the button to turn the phone off, it'd do it. But I don't know if you were staring at my ceiling for a while, but.
No, it actually just went red. I muted your sound anyway, so it was all right.
Yeah, sorry, cool. I think I'm going to go inside because I think they've headed down to the pool now.
All right, no worries. So we've got 120 people watching already, which is pretty cool. So if you want to be a part of one of these live streams, email me at intheblues@outlook.com, and I'll put you on the mailing list. If you want to get off the mailing list anytime, just reply and just say, please remove me, and that's it. We've got quite a number of people on there, which is good. And yeah. We should do these more often. I've been busy. So the last 2 weeks, you've probably seen I went nuts with videos. It was like an experiment to see what would happen. And a lot of good things happened out of that, which was good. So every now and then, I'm just going to like do daily content. Just not all the time. It's too hard to do. But I plan on changing up the channel, moving away from as many gear demos as I was doing. Excuse me, sorry. And I think looking at the comments and the stats and the likes, dislike ratio and all that kind of stuff, it looks like it's sort of working to the channel's favor, I guess. So if anyone has any ideas for stuff you want to see me do in terms of videos and concepts, I've got a lot of stuff that I've got planned already that I need to start working on. Believe it or not, that entire time those videos were up, I was doing a day job. I spent 2 weeks in an office. So I was pumping out that and doing work. So it wasn't easy. So now I've got some time again. I'm going to be basically trying some new ideas with videos, and one of them will probably be doing one in the spirit of John here, doing the SX electric guitar makeover. We'll see how we go with that.
I really liked your video when you recorded on how you make a track, the process, recording an album, the process, part 1.
Oh, thanks, man.
I really enjoy. I also like the fact that you guys are recording real drums, which is
always. Yeah, the only time I won't do that is if I'm going to be putting backing tracks together for YouTube videos. You hear this sort of like funky guitar track now behind some of my intro talking and all that kind of stuff. That's actually something I did in GarageBand. So yeah, with the exception of that sort of stuff, if I'm actually doing an album, real drums all day, man. I can't handle not hearing real drums. I don't care how many people tell me that fake drums sound good now. They don't sound like real drums. The feel's missing, you know, and that sort of indefinable thing that comes from a person playing. It's just that almost inconsistency which makes it sound good. I don't know what it is, but yeah. No, thanks. Well, there's going to be hopefully 3 parts of that. We're going to layer up bass. We might film some percussion tracks. Some percussion's already done. Some more guitar stuff, and then I think if all being well, I want to put some pedal steel on a couple of tracks as well. We'll see if that works out. But yeah, it's good fun. It's good fun. We got Jamal here. How are you, man? He's transitioned from the chat to the video. How you going, man? I think he's
You're muted, man.
No, I can't hear him either.
That better?
Yeah, there we go.
Better.
Oh, okay. Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm still at work, as you can tell. Hey.
I'm always outside. He's always at work.
Yeah. Gotta represent my Astros World Series.
Yeah, cool.
Tonight.
Nice. Oh, I don't know too much about that sport, so I'll just nod and smile. No, that's cool.
Oh, by the way, I did get that GT40. It's okay.
Oh yeah.
I did sync it with my Wi-Fi and all that stuff because I think there was an update with it. I mean, for my use, I think it's okay. I'm still gonna use my Marshall mostly, but but it's all right.
That's all right. You don't have to justify it, man, or defend it. I think they've got their purpose for home use. Absolutely. I just think the overkill thing is buying the 200 for home use. So
the 40 was perfect because it's nice and small and not too terribly loud. It's if I need to put the earphone jacks to spare the wife, I can do that. So
yeah, cool. Well, that's exactly what they're for. I think that's their strength. Playing to backing, being able to feed backing tracks into it, jamming along, all that kind of stuff, or headphone use. So, that's cool. I think I had unrealistic expectations of what they were going to be as well, being that I was a huge fan of them. People think I'm like a Fender hater, but I'm actually really like their stuff. When I get disappointed, I'm like, they could have done so much better. In terms of like their larger amps that you can gig with, that's where I think they might have gone wrong there. But anyway, so Chris just said how do I change from video to chat? So the way you get on one of these, if you want to be a part of the actual live stream, email me to intheblues@outlook.com, and I'll add you to the mailing list. If you email me now, you'll be on the next one. You won't be on this one. I can't email out and do it all again. So the list is just too big to resend the emails out and spam everybody. But just shoot me an email and you can be on the list. And if you can make it, you can make it. If you can't, no stress. We're missing someone that I thought might be here today too. Where's Steve?
Yeah, where's Steve?
Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while.
It's not one of these without Steve, man.
That's it. Maybe.
You think I'm coming for you?
What time is it in New York? I got no idea. You live in New Jersey, but same.
It's about 7 o'clock there. It's 6 o'clock here in the evening.
It's 7:30 here, so it'd be probably like 6:30.
Oh, okay, maybe it's dinner time or something over there. Because the time change might have thrown things out a little bit too.
Oh, you guys already changed time?
Yeah, we did. A month ago almost, something, maybe.
Okay. We don't change until the 5th of, well, I guess next Sunday? Yeah, next Sunday.
Okay, cool.
Well, there was no warning for this one, was there?
Yeah, I sent an email out last night just saying,
okay.
I planned on doing one today, but I don't know. Hopefully it made it through the pipes.
Last night, his time, this morning, my time. I got it like about 10 o'clock this morning.
When I say,
I was like, okay, 8 hours and 45 minutes. Okay.
When I say last night, it was nighttime here, but it was early this morning. So I was up late last night, and I thought, I should do one. I was going to do it next weekend, and I thought the video that I released last night, the company didn't give me any real information. Oh, they gave me some information on what that power supply unit was. I don't know if you saw that. I took it down after like 300 views because people were like, it doesn't do this. I'm like, it does that. But I only found out about that after I did the video. So I pulled the video down, and I had this scheduled, was going to be scheduled for next Sunday. And I thought, no, let's bring it forward because this is way more fun anyway. So this is good. All right, let's see if anyone's got any questions. If anyone else has any topics of discussion that are you guys in the actual live stream, feel free to jump in and take over.
Somebody did ask if any of us that were on the video here, if we had a quote-unquote guitar that is a muster on the top of the wanted list to own.
In terms of what, just general consensus, like a 60s this or a 50s that or something? Is that what you mean? Or
I guess that's what the person meant.
No. I got nothing that you couldn't just buy again, I think, other than a couple of like custom guitars like this, but that's not like a 50s Gretsch or whatever. So no, not me. How about you guys? Any rarities in the collection?
I want that Monterey Strat for some reason. It's Mexican made, but for some reason I want it. I don't know why. I got 2 Strats already. Do I need a third one? No. But I want it. I don't know why. When I saw it, I was just like, oh, I'm in trouble because I'm going to want that. I don't know why it's going to be. I just now let her know that I have that Les Paul. She didn't know I bought it. I bought that in what, May or April?
Ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And she was out of town for 2.5 weeks, and then she came out, oh, you got a guitar? I'm like, yeah. I paid $400 for it.
I can't remember where I saw it. I don't know if it was on probably was on Facebook. I don't know if it was involved with you guys or not, but someone had the plan of you take your wife to the guitar shop and you buy like a $300 Epiphone Les Paul, say Gold Top for example, and then you take that back the next week and you go and get a custom shop Gibson Gold Top Les Paul. She's not going to know the difference, and that's the guitar in the corner that you've got there that she thinks she paid $300 for.
I saw that somewhere too. I'm not too sure where.
Yeah, I think I saw it. Yeah, I think it was on Facebook, I believe. Yeah.
My friend just buys a lot of guitars in the same type of case. Like he'll always get like the tweed the tweed cases, so they all kind of can be, you know, mixed and matched, and not, you know, she won't be able to tell the difference. I can't believe that men have to duck wives so much. This is hilarious.
They start asking why, and then, you know, there's no answer to that question. Well, no answer that will satisfy them. They just go, why? But you got 3 other ones. Why you need another? It's just like, I don't know.
But that's when you turn around and you flip it to like, well, why did you need that 10th pair of shoes that you got?
That's it.
Man, shoes
and
is something
then they're gonna
else.
say that's different. Shoes aren't as much as guitars. Yeah. And then, you know, that way, I think I just hide them and then bring them out at appropriate time. That's working right now. That's working right now.
What kind of Strats do you have, Jamal? You said you have 2 Strats, right?
I have a '69 custom shop Strat I bought in 2013, and last year I bought it was a 2013/14 FSR Strat with Mystic Sunburst with a gold metal pickguard. It's really nice.
FSR, sorry, what is it?
Oh, Fender Special Run. They're pretty much the standard, but they do something different, maybe with the finish or whatnot.
Okay. Nice, man.
I'm lefty, so I flipped them upside down. The Les Pauls, the only left-handed guitar I actually have.
Oh, okay. So kind of, you do the Hendrix thing. Yeah, man. And
That's cool.
Sorry, Shane.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, speaking of lefties, we got Jerry's Lefty Guitars is actually in the YouTube stream right now, so I just thought I'd say hi. Hey, Jerry. It's a mate of mine down there. So, yeah, check it out. You love it, man. You spend all day in there. It's crazy. Anyway, sorry, T-Ball, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to Jamal that I also love Strats as well. I've got a standard American Strat, which kind of butchered quite horribly. Well, actually, I recently put the original type of pickups back into it, but I've got a warm-up neck. Shane and I were discussing. Yeah, I swapped the neck for like a fatback one, a warm-up neck called the fatback, which is basically 1 inch here and 1 inch there. So you can.
Is it kind of a U-shaped neck?
Yes, yeah. This is kind of like a U-shaped one, but it's also a bit wider. I think it's you guys. I don't know what it is in centimeters. I think it's 42 millimeters. It's the 6 and 3/4, or I'm not sure what the proper measurement in the States is.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but it's wider.
Don't ask me to convert. But yeah, my '69 Strat is a fatter neck.
Yeah.
And, you know, it took me some getting used to because I'm so used to, like, I don't know what standards come with, like D or C. I don't know. I think they come with D.
More than C. Oh, okay.
Or maybe C. Because that FSR Strat, it's a soft V neck, and that's really comfortable to play.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, I don't mind the U. It's just a matter of just getting used to stretching that part of your hand where you're getting around the neck.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like you have big hands, so I don't think it really matters too terribly much.
No.
So we were talking about like really high profile guitars, or kind of like, does anyone actually have a crazy couple of guitars in their collection? And Jerry, although Jerry sells guitars, his personal collection is insane. He's got a couple of 50s and 60s Gretches, Gibsons, Fenders, some really cool 70s stuff as well, and two 1960s Martin acoustics, which I did videos of as well. I'm just reluctant to release those because my acoustic playing's not anywhere near like my electric playing. But,
I'm sure you're not better than most of us there.
I don't know, man. I don't own one anymore. I really want to get one, but you know that it's almost like some people who play acoustic, they're like the fine wine drinkers or whatever. You know, like they got a whole different attitude towards guitar than like electric blues guys that oh, how come you can't play like this? And I'm like, oh man, I'm just it's not too bad, but I'm like I'm postponing some. There's a couple that are okay, so I think I'll release those first. But man, those old school Martin acoustics, they're unbelievable, man. I mean, the new ones are good too, but they play so well.
I think when you talk about guitar snobbery, I think definitely when you move to acoustics, it's definitely a couple notches higher than what it normally is for an electric guitar.
Yeah, totally.
It's like I
wonder why that is. Why do you reckon that is?
Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe because they feel like, especially if they're doing classical style, they feel like there's some level of learning above someone who plays rock or blues. It's like classical music. It's like it's sophisticated. It's very sophisticated. You're not sophisticated. You're rock and roll player, blues player.
Yeah. All right, we've got someone else in the live stream now. Oh, Lando, how are you, man? Lando with his Nintendo 64 shirt on.
There you go. Special. Yeah. Can you guys hear me? I can't hear myself. Yeah. Okay. Can't hear myself. Yeah, there's a chain in Canada called Winners, and they sell all these cheap shirts that look like they're retro, but they make them new, but they're like super cheap. So
cool.
I grab whatever I can: PlayStation, Nintendo, Simpsons, all that stuff. Coca-Cola.
How many tubes does that Nintendo 64 take? Does it come with reverb?
How's it going, everybody? Jamal, hey, Terry.
Well, very well. Hey, what's up, Landon? Doing all right?
Hello. Yeah, speaking of which, how are you enjoying the PV Classic 20 Mini Head?
Oh, I love it. That's awesome. Yeah. I sold my AC-15, and then I have other amps still, but I was just missing the tubes. And I know what you're just talking about, snobbery and stuff like that. There's just something to it, right? I can't really. It could all be in my head, but it's in my ears for sure when I play it. So I love it. It's great. And actually, I just they're really good. I just had a video that just got demonetized. I did a comparison of the Yamaha THR and the the Boss Katana Mini. Just an amp comparison. It got demonetized. I don't know what's going on with YouTube.
I'll tell you a tip. That's nearly fixed. I've been emailing them back and forth. It hit my channel as well. And then I basically within your actual YouTube account, there's a channel you can follow that basically is posting actual information, and it's a YouTube channel. It's like a creator studio one. They said the only time, what I've noticed, and this is just for anyone else who has a YouTube channel, I won't spend more than 30 seconds on this, but it all comes down to if it's considered spammy tagging as well. So just be careful not to put the same term in there too many times. If you change just try changing a couple of things and it should be fine. It should go green automatically. I only had a couple go yellow. I had 3 go yellow. I changed the keywords and the actual tags, and it went green straight away. So this Creator Studio channel will be able to. They're actually posting relevant information. They said it's nearly all the bugs are nearly ironed out, so it shouldn't.
Okay, I'll check them out.
You shouldn't have any problems with that video. I mean,
I know.
Yeah, you won't.
I wasn't swearing. I don't usually swear. I never swear actually, so it's not that. I wasn't.
Canadians don't swear.
Yeah, sure.
We know that's not a truth.
It's a bit like that in Australia too, man. I think everyone here is pretty can be pretty crazy. I know John could probably relate to my sentiments there. Like it's you hear a lot of crazy terms getting thrown around on a daily basis.
Yeah. Most of our casual conversation wouldn't make it on primetime TV. Put it that way.
Yeah.
You get a transcript of a conversation between 2 friends, and you think these people are fighting.
Wow.
So someone just said, Talon Floyd's got a question. He says, what's your thoughts on the new Epiphone Special 1 with P90s? It sells in the US for $150. I reckon go check it out. I haven't played that particular one. I haven't even seen those ones here yet. But if they're anything like the Special 2s, they're probably worth checking out. Have you guys come across those at all? The new Epiphone Special 1?
Might have seen it, but never.
Let me check it out quick.
Yeah, actually, I forgot I could do that. I'm not using my other software today. We'll bring it up on screen. Oh, someone's got music playing. Mute.
Sorry, mate. Mute me. That's my work phone.
Oh, these ones.
His work phone goes on the highway to hell.
And it's work phone on a Sunday. That's no fun.
I think I saw a review of this on Premier Guitar when the guy was kind of testing it and showing like, guys, this is like I think it's $100 guitar. Correct me if I'm wrong, but something extremely cheap. And he was like, guys, it sounds amazing. It was actually, it was awesome guitar for the price. I think it's this one that they're talking about. I could be wrong. Let me double check that.
I can't seem to find it yet. I see them as 300 and something bucks here, but
Okay,
so those Walmart guitars are actually here in Australia. I posted that Walmart, what are they called, the Maestro guitars? They
they're 3,000.
349 bucks.
They have them here in Canada. They're at Best Buy. Online, anyway, so actually in store too.
No lefties, obviously, but
Ooh.
No.
And they keep them boxed up, so you can't like pick them up and check them out. It's just like, here's your guitar pack. I'd never buy something like that without being able to see what they're like in person.
Yeah, it's like those Fender packs, right? Fender does those too. Yeah. Get playing or start playing or something like that.
Yeah, it comes with the amp and the strap and all that kind of stuff. But I'm sure. Look, that Epiphone Special 2 blew me away. I'd put that up as one of the favorite guitars I've ever played, which is crazy, but it is really good. I'll see if I can find it on Google Images here. I couldn't find it before, but I'll just have one more quick look. Been Epiphone P90s. Yeah, I don't know which one's which, so I'd only be guessing a million guitars that look like that with P90s at the moment. So
yeah, they put so many versions of the Special 1 out, like the Special series. It's like Special 1, Special 2, one with one humbucker, one with two humbuckers, one with one P90, one with two P90s. One that looks like a gold top, one that looks like a vintage old one with no finish on it. And it's like, my God.
Yeah. Overkill. How many? Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I actually confuse it with the Epiphone Les Paul SL. It's kind of like a Epiphone Special, but instead of having two P90s, it has two single coils. If you type in Epiphone Les Paul SL into YouTube, you get the guy from Premier Guitar. He's doing like a demo of it, and I think it's $100 US, the whole guitar.
There's a guy I follow right now. That's what he's actually doing. He's exploring it and comparing it, and he's modding it. And one of the things he says right away, the tuners got to be gone on it.
Yeah, that's one of those things.
$100. Sorry.
But that said, you're right. You don't have to apologize, man. Just butt in whenever you want and don't feel like you have to wait for everyone else. Just keep talking. I'll shut up. I was going to say the tuners on the Epiphone Special 2 weren't half bad, like it stayed in tune pretty well. I had really no problems with it. I had to give the toggle switch a bit of a spray with some contact spray when I first got it, just to make sure that it was swapping pickups properly, but it hadn't been played for ages. That was probably just one of those things that happens from time to time. But hey, we're going to get a look around Dallas
Keep your
Airport,
eyes on the runway, Jamal.
Yeah, look where you're driving, dude.
I'm paying attention. I'm just trying to get back to my work area. I might have to hop off for a second, guys. I'll join back up if it's still on. I got to report in.
No worries, no worries. All good.
All right. I'll take care.
All right, take care. Thanks for dropping in, mate.
Take care, John.
All right, so we just got asked, does anyone else on here have their own YouTube channel? I know Terry Bear, well, Terry does. That's his YouTube channel name. And Lando does as well. I don't know if, do you have one as well, Tibor? Are you putting music on YouTube?
Well, if you type in my name, you'll mainly find a lot of freediving videos. Because I'm also an amateur freediver.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yeah. But yeah, you will. I don't have my own channel with my own music on yet, but yeah, there's something I need to work on. I have my SoundCloud page, if that helps.
Cool. So I just got asked, when's the next Guitar Search Saturday? That's from Ed. I didn't have a chance to do one the last couple of weeks. Those videos take me between 8 and about 19 hours. That's like ridiculously, it's a long process. So I'm basically going to do one, I think, probably for next Saturday. So I'll have this week to do it now that I'm back to having all my time back to normal. I'll be able to knock one out this weekend. I was really busy the last couple of weeks trying new content and daily content as well. And the Guitar Search Saturday thing, I just couldn't. I know, like on some of those videos, when I'm tired, I say the wrong thing, and I know the difference between like a jazz and a P bass. I've owned both, but I'm like wrecked, and I'll go, oh yeah, so and I'll say the wrong one, and I just hear about it. So I like to do those when I've got time and I'm feeling good. So odds are next Saturday. I've got a couple episodes left from the US as well, but I think I'm going to break it up. I filmed a few here, and one of the places I think I'm going to release this Saturday. It's so random. I feel like it needs its own video. So yeah, stay tuned. I think this coming Saturday, I'll have the next one out, and then after episode 20, which will be the one after that, I'm going to take a break for probably 3 or 4 weeks or something. So,
I was just laughing as I was thinking about what you said about being tired. I could see you there. And this is a great guitar with a great feature, but first you got to blow into the cartridge to get it to work.
Yeah, exactly. It just happens. Like sometimes I'm like tired and I don't research the item properly if I don't know about it, or I just say the wrong thing. It's just one of those things that happens. When you're around gear so much, it's funny. I actually shot a video the other day about like European pedal companies, and I was raving about this one pedal company. I got the name of it wrong because I filmed it when I was tired, and then I watched it back. I'm like, oh, I can't release this. Like I'm an idiot. I literally spilled on about the wrong company name. So anyway, stuff like that happens. It's just the files get messed up. We've got Modesso's Guitar Mods here as well. How are you, man? So Canada's representing, or whatever they call it. It's cool. Check out his channel too. He does sort of unique content where I guess he's kind of like fixing guitars mostly and sort of doing things like that, but it's entertaining for whatever reason. You got a very soothing voice. So I don't know what it is. I usually just leave it on and sort of, oh, cool. You see him sort of repair stuff and change pickups and all kinds of cool stuff. So yeah, very cool. He's a mate of yours too, Landon, isn't he? You guys know each other from a while back. I think Landon's on mute. I might have muted him. Hang on. When he was shuffling around. Let me just have a look. Yeah, I did. Sorry, hang on. Go for it, man.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Good. What was the question?
Verizon works.
I just said, yeah, Modesso's Guitar Mods is in the house here. So
yeah.
I just said he's a mate of yours, I think. Sorry, I had you muted before something was clicking when you went offline. So.
Oh, was it? Okay. That's why. Okay. Yeah, we live in the same neighborhood, and we just met through YouTube, actually. Didn't know him before. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, have I still got John
I
on mute?
don't know if you guys
Let
have
me
any,
see.
if you have any topics you're discussing or anything. I want to mention that cable company. I don't know if you, the company that sold power cables for that made these ridiculous claims that it improved your guitar tone. You guys ever heard of them before? Called company's called ESP, which is ridiculous, stupid name. I don't know why they picked ESP. They're called Music Cord Pro, and they sell these power cords that you connect to your pedal board or your amp, and they have a list of things they say it improves. And I made a video about it because I thought it was the craziest thing, and the prices are insane that they have for these things. $150 for a 3-foot cord.
Is this Lando? This is the one that has? Oh, sorry.
I tried one.
Don't apologize. Don't apologize. Just keep talking. I'll shut up.
Is this Lando? Is this the one that has the Victor Wooten signature cable?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Some guy you never heard of, probably, right?
No, I love Victor Wooten.
And yeah,
he's great.
Is he a real artist?
Oh, yeah.
Victor
yeah, he's
Wooten.
Insane bassist.
I thought that was a joke. I thought this was some guy nobody knows, and people are making fun of his name, and he was endorsing it. So I didn't.
No,
I thought that was I thought that was part of the joke.
He's probably regarded as the best bass player of ever, pretty much by a lot of people. He's fantastic.
Okay.
One of the
So he
bands
endorses it.
back in 1999. I was living in Michigan, and one of the songs or albums or artists I heard was Bella Fleck and the Flecktones, and I never listened to stuff like that before. I'm like, holy crap, this bass player is unbelievably good. Who is this?
Yeah.
And yeah, he can play everything. So check him out. Even as a guitar player, you'll go, wow, this guy's insane. He's off the planet good. I was going to make the joke before, just, it's a kettle lead essentially, right? It's the same cable as a kettle.
Yeah.
I wonder if it improves anything like power efficiency within kettles as well. We should do maybe a water boil test or something. And I don't know.
You'll have your water boiling at 95 degrees instead of 100.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Or it boils, 4% quicker or something. I just don't know how that's going to work. I mean, how can an insulated cable make your tone sound better in that sense for a power cable? I mean, your transformer's probably going to be doing most of the work.
Yeah,
It's
I
just, I
understand
don't get
quality. Like, I understand the thickness quality. You have a better cable that'll last longer, but I'm trying to find the page that had the list. It wasn't just that one thing they said. It was
it was like about
Excited.
3 or 4 different things, and it's like thing looked like it was almost on the verge of being 6, like half an inch around, if not bigger.
and they've all had reviews in those magazines, like Guitar Player, Premier Guitar. They've been at all of them. So I'm just like, how do you believe this?
Yeah, look, there's a lot of rubbish items out there that are supposed to do this and that. I don't know, man. Look, that's what I think. It just comes down to how long something's going to last. Especially, I don't know. You got it.
I thought I had it here. They say it increases dynamics, volume, and headroom. Improved clarity, natural warmth, and transient speed, whatever that means. And then it's got a bunch of electrical terms that probably could be true, but nobody knows what they're saying anyways. Eliminate hum noise. Sure, I believe that one, honestly. Sure, why not? Because that's probably what a better cable would do.
Yeah, the hum noise makes sense.
That's the
It's
first
probably
thing
cheaper
of
than a
those lists
monster
that makes
cable
sense.
still.
I know a lot of guys that would change out the speaker cables in their amps. So the actual jack to terminal cable, they'll literally put a new one of those on. I don't know if it's just because they think that it'll sound better or whether they just last longer. I'm not too sure, but that's one of the most common mods. And one thing I see that one of the differences between the boutique stuff and kind of like your Fender Blues Deluxes and all that kind of stuff is that cable is always higher quality in terms of, how it's made or the thickness of it and all that kind of stuff and how kind of shielded it is and all that. So, yeah, it's an interesting sort of thing. Although your ears, the thing I don't like about that, I watched those videos on that power cable And the one thing I don't like about it is there's always cuts between listening to this and then listening to that. There's always these strategic camera cuts, and
it's
for those who don't
do
editing won't know that, but it's just like
people call them out on it.
Yeah, they could have just turned the volume up on the amp here, or not at all. I couldn't hear any difference anyway. But
yeah, it's not a good. It's not. They're not good videos. They could have had two of the same amp, one with a good cable, one with a bad cable, and just back and forth. But they actually stop. The guy pulls the cable out, and you see the artist just sitting there awkwardly waiting for him to plug in.
And the first time he's talking for like 15 seconds in between, so you've lost your reference. Any AB video where there's
no AB,
30 seconds gap between what you're listening to and something else, it should just be like flagged as inappropriate on YouTube, I reckon. Like, I don't want to hear 30 seconds of talking between listening to an AB. I want to hear that and then that straight away, back to back. Anyway.
I reckon what they're doing is they're telling you they're changing the cable. They press pause, and then they get the Gibson Tone Polish on the guitar. So, of course, it's going to sound better. Then they plug it back in. Then they have to stop because they polished it counterclockwise instead of clockwise, and now they've gone out of phase.
Oh, man.
But something like that, I'm sure. It's a scam.
Yeah. Mate, that tone polish is awesome. Everyone out there, get your hands on some. John approves.
I just ran out. I got to get some more.
Man, that's crazy stuff.
It sells great under another brand pledge. That's probably what it is.
But honestly, though, of all the gear claims I've seen over the years, that's the worst one for sure. Like, I can't even, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, there's nothing quite like those cables. I wonder if I might send him a message and see if they'll send one out.
I'd really would like the Victor Wooten one.
And I'll say to him,
sure, now you're going to do it now that I've told you the secret of how to make it work.
I'll say, like, I'll do a free review. Just send it out, cover postage costs. If you want it back, I'll send it back. Let me just do a video on this and test it as thoroughly as I can, because I have a feeling it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah, even better. I found that while using this Victor Wooten cable with the guitar, it sounded different. But when I tried it with a bass, it actually improved.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man. I hope not too many people have bought those. You know, it's like HDMI. Well, it's not like HDMI cables, but HDMI cables is another good example. HDMI signal is digital, which is different than what we're talking about. But you get a $9 HDMI cable. It's going to sound this. It's going to look pitch quality wise and all that the same as a $100 one because it's a digital signal. So in that case, it's just longevity.
Don't tell Monster that. I don't want you to say that. Monster Cables. You ever heard of that company? They're the worst ones.
I don't think
they're a big one in North America, and you could spend your life savings on HDMI cables with them.
Oh man,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Guitar cables,
even like a 6-foot RCA, they'd probably want like about
it wasn't just
dollars.
Yeah, it wasn't just HDMI.
There's definitely differences with guitar cables. Like if you've got a cheap one versus a good one, you can essentially plug your guitar in, tap the cable, and you'll hear it coming out of your amp on a crappy one.
Yeah.
On a good one, you get more shielding and you get less cable noise or handling noise or whatever. So there's a difference there, but I just this whole power cable thing's a bit crazy.
I have one of those. I have one of those Fender Coyly cables. You know, the ones that look like a telephone Coyly one.
Yeah.
And you tap on it, they're noisy. They're really noisy.
Especially if you add drive to them.
Like if you hit something,
overdrive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It has. I guess it's thinner cable too, right? That's why.
I had a Vox one like that.
Maybe. Vox ones are expensive too.
I think this was like really the lower quality Vox, bottom of the pack Vox cable.
Yeah. That might be a really interesting thing. Grab like 15 well-known brands and just put them back to back and test all these things out and see which one works the best.
Cool idea for a video, Shane.
Yeah, that's it.
kind of reminds me of that other video that somebody put up about the guitar cables by some company that actually offer a relict guitar cable, and it looks all frayed and gnawed apart and everything else, but it's a regular cable though.
Well, that wasn't Gibson, was it?
What's that?
Say that again.
I said that wasn't Gibson that sells those now.
I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm just joking because they have their painted over series, which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, we've got the well, Fender make a lot of relic instruments as well. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know why you'd buy a relic cable.
Yeah, I'll do it.
A relic cable would be the next level of crazy.
Look like a furry snake.
So while we're on the subject of relics, I sort of got confused the other day. It was a few weeks ago, I saw an ad, I don't know if it was Facebook or eBay or whatever, but somebody was selling a relic guitar in immaculate condition. Now, how do you tell?
Yeah. There you go. That's a good point.
He might have scratched it. We wouldn't know. Yeah, you don't want to be ripped off.
Maybe it's a mint relic guitar.
Pretty much. That's what it was. It was a relic, some sort of Fender custom shop relic thing like that, but it was in immaculate condition.
I guess the good thing about those guitars is, it really doesn't matter what happens to them. Really, like you can always sell them as. And they're one of the guitars that always seems to hold their value pretty well too. Even if you do beat them up a little bit extra, or no one's going to know unless they've got, another one sitting right next to it. So who knows? Crazy stuff. So we've still got 100 people here too. If you're enjoying the live stream, guys, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that. We've got 60 thumbs up on there and 101 people in the stream. We've had a peak of 130 earlier. And then Terry turned up, mate, and that was it.
Yeah.
I didn't mess with you, mate.
I reckon people are waiting for Steve to turn up before they give it the...
Yeah, see, no one knows where he is. And Terry, let me thank you in person for, helping out moderating the live streams as well, man. I appreciate that. It takes the load off. So sometimes I'm trying to moderate. When you're not there, I'm trying to moderate stuff on my own and trying to talk, and the coordination isn't so good. So, no, I appreciate that, man. Cheers.
No problem.
I may post you out
some benefits, everyone.
I'll send you a free pedal or something, man. I'll get one out to you by the end of the year. So, yeah, you can take your pick. I'll give you 3 to choose from, and you can take your pick. All right.
No pressure. These 3.
Actually, I've got a few more.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, are you on for about another hour or so here?
Yeah, probably till 12 p.m. my time. So probably another 45 minutes or so, 50 minutes.
Okay, I gotta go for a little while, but I'll be back on.
Okay, cool, man. No stress. Thanks.
Okay. I'll sign out though. I won't leave it on.
No worries. Okay. Cool. All right. So if you do want to get on to the Hangout with us as well, and everyone else who's already on the list, you can email me intheblues@outlook.com, and I'll put you on the mailing list. And if you can join, that's cool. If not, totally cool. It's fine. This time seems to work the best, like early morning Australia time. I know that isolates some of Europe and whatever, but it seems to be the most easy time for everybody. The other time I could do it is later in the evening here, but it'd be early morning everywhere else. So I'm not too sure if that would work either. Maybe we should try that next time, but I'll try one at like 8 p.m. or something Australia time. See how that works out. Probably get like 4 people in the watching. I'm not too sure. All right, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. I see everyone's giving it the thumbs up. That's awesome. Appreciate that. We've got Clayton from Tennessee here as well. We've got a few people from Tennessee, actually. That's one place I haven't been in the US that I want to get to at some point.
Give you a thumbs up as well.
Oh, thanks, man. Cheers. Rob W says, relicking a guitar is for posers, liars, and fakers. I don't know, man. Some of my friends can play their ass off on guitar. They own a few, but you know, there's something to be said about playing a guitar for a number of years. Although it will never look like that, you know, you'll definitely get it to look like it's not new anymore, and that's kind of cool. You know, actual played-in instruments. They're hard to find. Here's a good. I've just had one of those moments where my brain switches gear. You've seen in Australia now, we've got a whole new range of Fender Japanese instruments that have come out. Oh, sorry, T-Boy, you're going to show us something, man? You're more than welcome to.
No, I was just going to say that, you know, this is from 1981, and it's got, you know, some dings as well. It's been authentically ready, I guess.
Speak of the devil.
Cool, man. Yeah, man, we were starting to get concerned. We were like, where are you?
Well, my wife and I were out shopping, and I walked in the house about maybe 15 minutes ago, and voice in the back of my head said, you know what, just check your email because I haven't heard from Shane in a while now. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And, I'm in complete reorganization phase here because my son Brett just moved to Colorado at the beginning of the month. And for the first time in my life, I'm an empty nester, and I'm trying to rearrange one bedroom that's now going to be an office, and a bedroom his old bedroom, which is going to be a guest room for everybody else. So, you know, the wife and I have been out, you know, trying to reinvent ourselves, and then I come home and I'm like, so I don't even have a good light on me or anything.
That's right. You got mood lighting set up, man. You got that half lit face going on. It's cool. Have you got any headphones? Because we're getting feedback already.
Shit. Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I just turned everything on.
Excited that he had to hop on, so he couldn't even think of getting his headphones.
Yeah, it just makes it really hard to talk because we hear each other, we hear ourselves back about a second later, and then you start talking slower because it messes with your mind. I'm not too sure why that happens, but
it will be fixed shortly.
No worries. Yeah, so Fender have released a whole series of Japanese guitars, like it's the new thing that they're doing. I saw all of them yesterday at a place here in Melbourne, and they're one half the price of the US guitars and not a whole lot more expensive than the Mexican stuff, and they look unbelievably good. I don't know if you've seen them yet, but they do like 60s necks, I think some 50s sort of style ones as well. Really cool colors. I think they've got, you know, those pastel or really bright kind of colors, as well as the sort of two-tone sunburst things and all kinds of cool stuff, tallies and strats. And I don't know if anyone else has seen them in person yet, but they've just come out. We might have got them before everyone else for a change. I'm not too sure, but they look pretty wild.
If they're still making them as good as they always used to, man, they should be all right, because the Japanese stuff's always been top-notch.
One thing I like about them too is they're very, like, they're that simple Strat. They don't have weird switching or anything. They're just like, this is how we made Strats back in the old days, I guess, that kind of vibe. They've got that classic kind of look. And the finish is just insanely good. They don't make lefties, so I'm out of the equation there. But I was pretty impressed from what I saw. I'm almost thinking maybe these might outsell all the rest of the range just based on the price and what you're kind of getting. But yeah, it's an interesting sort of thing. So looks like Steve's back with his headphones on. Thanks for that, man. I appreciate it.
Back with the headphones on, bud. Yeah, as I say, you know, I'm pretty much out of sort here getting this going. Just
that's all right.
And said, oh, man. Okay, and I still got to figure a couple of things out here.
You've caught the last 45 minutes coming up, mate, so we've got some time. And what I'll do after this one, I'll schedule another one for a fortnight. So 2 weeks away. I'll just lock one in and we can do it all again. At least then everyone's got a bit more of a heads up on what's going on. Rather than like getting the first email about 9 hours ago or whatever it was. All right. So Michael says, are they making the Fender guitars in the Fujigen plant like they did in '86? You know what? I don't know the specs. All I know is that they look insanely good. What I'll do, I'll see if I can find a photo while we're looking into this and while we're chatting.
Yeah, I had one of my very first guitars I bought was again a 1968 reissue MIJ Stratocaster in the Arctic white, a la Hendrix-esque, and yeah, I mean that thing was a solid guitar.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me wish I wouldn't have got rid of it.
A mate of mine's got a 50. I can't remember what year it is exactly, and I had no idea it's a Japanese guitar. It is so like, it's a beautiful two-tone sunburst thing. It's got a big neck, and yeah, it's great. Oh, here we go. I think I've found the page. I don't know if this is going to load because it's, yeah. Man, this is what sucks. We get this Australian Fender website, which isn't ever updated, and you can find the proper link you want to click on in Google, and then it takes you to the wrong page. That's how Fender need to actually hire someone who does web development at some point. It'd be awesome, and fix this.
They actually want to filter you back to the Australian page. They're like locking us out of everything else.
Yeah, it does. I've got a VPN service that gets around that, but if I hook that up now, I'm going to disconnect from this. So I can't do it. But yeah, if anyone else knows how to share their screen and you want to bring up some photos, we can take a look. But yeah. All right. What do we got here? Let's see if we've got any. Hutch from BA's here as well. How are you, man? We got, hi, Steve. Screw the office. Make it in a studio. Blues on.
I'll make sure to invite you down for it, Hutch.
We've got to get him back on the live stream too. It's been a while. I think we joined maybe two of them a while back. So yeah, you're still on the email list, mate. If you ever want to join in, feel free. We've got 10 spots available at any one time on here. So and more people we get.
Oh, is it the maximum? Is it the limit? 10 people, right?
Yeah. It used to, like, it's always been 10. I don't know since they've gotten rid of the Google part of it or not, even though it still says Google on the screen. I'm pretty sure 10's the limit.
Yeah.
All right, guys. How am I?
There you are. You look good.
Looking good.
Looking good.
But you look alive.
Romantic lighting in the background.
Did it again. It's still
Hair well taken care of.
There's your AK-47 hanging in the back.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me close the door. It's my final act.
All right, cool. Got Showman Blues here. He says he has he has an 86 Fender made in Japan contemporary Strat Fujian, and also a 90s made in Japan one. Yep. He just wrote it as an abbreviation there, so I read it like that. Sorry. Made in Japan is one. Is a System 3, and the other is a System 1. I don't know what that means. Both are great guitars. Would really rate them. I wouldn't really rate them any better than the new US one. So he's saying they're on par, basically. And that's the thing. I think physically guitars probably get somewhat better made over time. But, you know, as that happens, the price just gets crazy. So I think the Japanese thing will fill that price niche between, you know, $1 and $2 grand. Oh, what was that?
I got a little light here that flips up and down a little bit. I just adjusted it down to try and shine a little bit less light straight on me. Here we go. Because as I said, this is still a work in progress, guys. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Caught me a little by surprise. I didn't get a chance to think it out ahead of time, which I usually like to do.
It is all good.
Shane, a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about 5 things that you like about your Stratocaster, your Fenders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if you saw the comment I posted about, you know, it's nice that you know, you can take your Strats and reinvent them to such a degree. And if you may recall from the last time we spoke, I had said that I had a Fender 50s Classic Strat that was very close to a Mark Knopfler signature guitar.
Yep.
And it was, you know, I wanted to take the project on to convert it and find stuff. Drum roll, please.
Ooh,
Nice.
pick the red.
Yeah, very cool. So what have you done to this?
Well,
Because you had a red Strat for a while, didn't you? And then did you sell that one? And then
no,
get
I
another
didn't
one?
sell. This is this,
Okay.
I didn't sell. This is the same one. It's Fiesta Red, and the Classic 50s is one of the colors is Fiesta Red. It has a maple neck on it. So I hunted around and I found the same neck with a rosewood fretboard, still with a 7.5 radius. It was designed originally for the Classic 60s Strats, but the bolt patterns are the same. So, you know, I sort of bit the bullet and just ordered it and took the old one off, and this one just fit almost perfectly in place. I had to do just a tiny bit of sanding, which was really just a little glob of the red paint, and the bolt pattern worked. It was set for the vintage style tuners. We put the string in from the top and tune it up that way. It didn't come with them, so I ordered them. I took it over to my local guitar center, and I had the guitar tech there fit them into the peg head for me. I had him replace the nut with a Graph Tech nut. I bought strings, which he put on for me. When I got it back, I was very pleased with it. The only thing I really needed to do was I got the string tree on the peg head wasn't there, so I drilled a hole for it, and I got a Graph Tech string tree for it, put it on, and et voila. You know, it's you know, my tribute to Mark Knopfler as best as I can do with it. The only thing I would think I would do from here on it to make it more Knopfler is that the Signature Series has Texas Specials in them.
Okay.
I don't know that Knopfler plays Texas Specials, but the Signature guitar came with Texas Specials. So I'm toying with maybe putting them in. And the other thing I'm toying with doing is the bridge saddles. Fender puts those bent steel ones on. I always scratch the palm of my hand on those, on the screws that you know put up and down. So I was going to get some Graph Tech. Yeah, those are the guys.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Maybe some are sharper than others. I don't know. Never really.
Well, my solution for that is that I'm going to do the same thing that I did with my my Telecaster. I got the Graph Tech, what do they call them? String saver saddles for them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, and they look more like the ones that come on some of the Elite series Fenders. And when I put those on my Telecaster, scratching my hand goes away. So like if you want a palm mute or something or other, you know, you're not, you know, thinking about you're playing, all of a sudden they go, ouch, you know.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna put that on it too. And at that point, it's as close to a Knopfler signature Strat as I can make without actually finding one, you know, banging around somewhere. So that was my project.
Knopfler definitely doesn't play Texas Specials in that old guitar. I mean, that original one would have just been.
I lost you.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard
Calling-
just
Earth-
being.
Earth calling Shane. Earth calling Shane.
Well, that's just rude.
I'm telling you. So anyhow, guys, that was my project. I'm
Steve,
quite
I
pleased with it.
Well, I think
I
he
was
was
gonna
probably
ask
going to
you.
say that he's either got original pickups in his old Strat,
Yeah.
or it'll be something, you know, like a lot of these guys have. They got a tech that's working on them, and they got something that's probably not commercially available anyway. So when it comes time for a signature series, they'll either approximate or they'll get something that they know that will be pretty, you know, versatile. and we'll get their sound and be versatile for people to use.
And from what I
I
understood
thought
too,
there were the
is
50s.
the guitar is his guitar. I think I saw on one of the videos he did. It's a 61 Strat. So whatever they were putting, into Strats at that time is probably, the pickups he had, at least forever. And the funny thing is too is that Knopfler, I think, is most, when you think of Knopfler on stage, in my mind anyhow, in my mind's eye is he's on stage with that red Strat. But he didn't play that very much. He really only played that right about the time they were doing, Money for Nothing and, all the tunes that were hit then. After that, I think he goes to a PRS or he's got something else he plays.
I think it's a Sir guitar
yes,
as well.
Yeah, he started using them for a while.
Yeah.
Man, I remember back the very last show of the Brothers in Arms tour was the last show of a very long run in Sydney. They did a massive amount of shows that tour and a massive amount here. And that was on TV. I recorded it, watched it so many times. He had a different guitar for every song on that show.
Yeah. Well, that's, you can do that when you're a famous guitar player.
That's it. But I mean, like you think to yourself, oh, that one sound, that one guitar that someone has, and that he's got that sort of like thing in your mind that you think, oh, he's always got that guitar, but he used a lot of different stuff.
Absolutely. I think one of his most underrated, one of his later Dire Straits tones. I mean, I love his Strat tone. I think get much better than that in terms of clean Strat tones. I think he's sort of made that iconic sound is the Money for Nothing, Brothers in Arms, that darkish, moody kind of Les Paul tone, jangly.
You're breaking up a bit, mate.
When he was we're losing you, Shane. Now he's gone altogether.
I've still got you, but when you were talking about his guitars there, it was all sort of robotic voice.
Yeah.
And very glitchy.
Yeah.
Hey, some people have to pay extra for that.
Shane's introducing.
You're not running your DJ white noise pedals, are you, man?
So they do it as well.
I'm going to have to reconnect, maybe.
Oh, there we can hear better now.
Oh, it's working?
You may just keep talking, Shane, so we can test it.
All right, cool. So I lowered my upload speed. Hopefully, it's working now.
Yeah, it's perfect now.
A little better. All
right, cool. Yeah, my Wi-Fi just dropped before. That's why I got disconnected. And I don't know. I was just going to say, like, one of the most underrated sounds from Knopfler is that Sir Pencer guitar. I reckon that's great. He played on he played on that on a whole lot of stuff after Money for Nothing and all that. It's just a really great sort of sound. But these Strat tones, man, that's get a good compressor and you laugh and you'll pretty much nail that sort of vibe.
Well, it sounds pretty good.
And again, though he did have that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, mate, go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
I was just going to say, as much as, again, to go back to another theory that we've always espoused, he played the different guitars and he's got a bit of a different sound and a bit of a, accentuation on a certain tonal quality here and there, but it's always like his sound.
Oh yeah.
His Les Paul sound and his Strat sound, still you go bang, that's Mark playing. You don't have to look up to see what's on the video. You recognize it straight away.
Oh, absolutely.
Sure.
And it's not just a style of playing, it is the tone. So the old thing, if it's in the fingers, I reckon, yeah.
Well, he does have rather unique fingers, does he not? Plus, I think I thought I heard someplace that he plays with a compressor, and he plays with a wah-wah pedal, but only partly closed. So from the port it goes whoa, it closes halfway. And he puts it about halfway there, and leaves it there. And I think that's where he gets a lot of that Money for Nothing sound.
Yeah. It's easy to it's pretty easy to replicate, actually. That I played that song live a number of times as a joke at jam nights, and you just throw on your distortion, click your wah pedal, right around halfway, and you can approximate the sound pretty well. So BV Ninja's here, and just mentioned that the pickups in Offler's red Strat were Diamazio FS1 pickups.
Okay.
So look into those. I don't know if that's
There you go.
he changed them at some point or what, but yeah, there you go. Diamazio FS1. You can check them out.
Plus, he's probably got a guitar tech that'll change his pickups, every other day.
Yeah. One album I've been listening to he's lately a lot of is All the Road Running, I think it's called, with he's got this I've forgotten the name of the singer. It's him and basically he's doing a duet the whole way through with this she's got a female country singer. But it's
Emmylou Harris?
Just, yeah.
Emmylou Harris, yeah. Emmylou Harris. He did a lot with her.
That album's great.
Yeah.
There's some really, really cool, guitar parts and just it's pretty chilled. I have it on, just in the background and listen.
He's worked with a lot of people. He's worked with a lot of people. He's got a song he did a little while ago called "Going to Philadelphia."
Yeah. So Sailing to Philadelphia. Yeah, that's a great album.
Philadelphia. That's the one. Yeah, it's a great song, and he does that with James Taylor.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really great album. Actually, the whole thing's good. I was listening to it the other day. It's funny, everyone knows his Dire Straits stuff, but not a lot of people will listen to his solo stuff. I think there's one reason I'm assuming a lot of people don't listen to as much of his solo stuff is he does that sort of Celtic stuff, which I don't like, but then he's got like that great the great sound that he's got on all of his other albums. So I reckon people should check him out a bit more. He's still releasing great albums now, which is, more than can be said for other artists that have been doing it as long. So he's a talented guy.
A Privateering album he did was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great album.
And the lead song off of that, Privateering, I've got, basically a Navy and Marine Corps family going here in the States. So, when somebody comes up with an old sea shanty, it just like dials me right in,
Yeah, cool.
And I can just about visualize the story as he sings it.
One of my favorite ones of his more recent albums was one of his songs was called Boom Like That. Whole groove, man, I love that. I love that feel. I want to do an album like that at some point. Just
why I man?
All of that stuff. It's really great stuff.
Boom Like That.
All right, so sorry, Tibor, go ahead.
I'm going to check this song out later on.
Yeah, it grows on you big time. It's like Van Morrison stuff. The first time you hear it, you go, oh, that was all right. I enjoyed that. And then the second time you listen to it, you're like, man, this is really good. They're those sort of albums. You listen to it a few times and you just.
Yeah, Tibor, if you listen to any of those songs that we just talked about here, you'll probably like them all.
Yeah, I was about to say that I really admire guitar players who use their fingers when they play. Like I really liked Mark Knopfler for that. Yeah. Also, a guy, if you guys want to check out a guy who really is a master of playing with his fingers, you must check out a guy called Luis Salinas. He's an Argentinian guitar player. It's more Latin jazz, but you can really hear how much fatter the note sounds, how much rounder it sounds if you use your thumb or your fingers when you play. He's a bit of a flamenco player, but he plays jazz and rock, and it's really amazing. Luis Salinas. If you guys
Does he play on an acoustic guitar, like a nylon strings, or is he?
He plays on that as well, but I think when he plays live electric guitar, he mainly uses like a Les Paul, a black Les Paul.
Really? Whoa.
Yeah. Luis Salinas.
Whoa.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll definitely check out this Mark Knopfler album that you guys are talking about as well. Thanks for the tip.
Oh, there's several albums. The Privateering album, that's a great album too.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys
There's one called Shangri-La as well, or Shangri-La. Yeah, that's a really great album as well. I don't know. I just think there's a lot of hidden gems in his catalog. You just go, where's this song been? Like the last 10 years. Like no one speaks about it. It's great. It's funny. I never appreciated. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John. Go
I was just going to say, just to chuck another one in the mix, not so much for the guitar playing, but it was very atmospheric. The soundtrack that he did to Last Exit to Brooklyn. Yeah. It used to be one of my favorites to put on.
Yeah, that's a nice
one.
When
I'd just be going to bed, just fall asleep listening to that. It was great. It's just like really relaxing as.
Yeah,
I wanna check
he's
these out.
talented guy. There's no doubt about it.
Without a doubt. One of my favorites.
And going back to the Strats, I think Steve and Shane, I don't know if Terry or any of you guys have Strats as well, but a quick, like a 100% reversible mod that you can do is to, I don't know if you use the tremolo a lot at all on your guitars.
I use it a little bit. I don't use it much.
Because if you don't use it, I recommend trying out kind of shimming the bridge. I mean the tremolo block on the inside. I use coins here. They work pretty well. I don't know if you guys can see that. Oh, there.
Yeah. Now we can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I put coins on top of it. Yeah, I put coins on top of each other, and I use masking tape or electrical tape to stop them from falling out. And what you actually do is you screw in all the screws of the claw, so you get the tremolo block pulled all the way against the body, and then you can kind of put the coins in easy, and then you loosen the claw, so the tension of the strings actually squeeze the coins against the body. So then it becomes a really full-on hardtail Strat that you can actually make back into like a floating tram Strat if you just reset it up again. I actually have the numbers. I counted the amount of turns you need to have on the screw to put it back on the original position, you know. But it really increases the sustain like crazy. Like the Strat comes alive, you know.
That's another
One thing, sorry, Steve. One thing with that, the way you've got that though, unless I'm thinking about this wrong, because I'm looking at it from a lefty's perspective, but the springs are pulling the tremolo arm towards the headstock, right? The block
this
towards.
way.
Yeah.
So this would move this way. So the tremolo block on the inside would move this way, downwards.
Ah, okay. All right. Yeah.
Thus squeezing the coins against the inside of the cavity. Yeah.
Timo, excuse me. Hold up your guitar. Turn your guitar around again so the strings are facing us. Yeah, like that. Okay. You see the bridge saddles he's got on this guitar?
Yep.
Those are the ones I was talking about getting for my Strat. Those ones, not the bent steel ones.
Wow.
That's cool. That's another thing. That's another thing that's cool about Strats. You know, you can fiddle with the springs in the back. You can increase the tension. You can hardtail it. You can float it. There's not a lot of guitars that have that kind of flexibility. You know, even though you may say, well, gee, I like the way Les Pauls, you know, have that fat and screamy tone. And you know, if you can find one that stays in tune, that's a really great sound. But I don't know of another guitar that is that flexible that you can just, you know, almost reinvent it. You know, you can't take the neck off of a Les Paul.
Well, yeah. All right, guys. Sorry to interrupt.
Sure you can.
I got a shout out to
hard.
sorry, Terry. Just 1 sec, mate. I got a shout out to
Chuck. Go ahead.
Chuck M's just used the super chat and he's thrown us $25. Wow, thanks, man. That's you've just
that's like $4 each.
Yeah, well, that's it. Whenever we meet up, guys, I'll buy you either a can of Coke each, or I'll get you a beer or something like that. So we'll be good. No, thanks so much. He says, "Have a beer on me, Shane. I enjoy the channel." I just want to say thanks.
Steve only gets $3. He came late.
Yeah, Steve. That's it, mate.
I'm gonna have to get a can of Foster's or something.
No, $25. You can afford more than a Foster's.
Really?
Yeah, I've never received anything like that on here before. We've had some donations, obviously, on the super chat from time to time, but that's really cool. So yeah, thanks, Chuck. Appreciate it, man. That's awesome. Sorry, Terry, I cut you off mid Stratocaster showing. You had a guitar in your hand, and I abruptly spoke over you. So go for it.
No, that's fine.
I've ruined the moment.
He's offended now.
Yeah, he's not going to talk.
No, I mean, you had every right to thank the person over me, anyways.
Oh well,
for donating that much. So,
but we still like to hear what you have to say, Terry.
Yeah, let's see, man.
Well, actually, I guess I could say
No, you know what, Terry? Don't worry about it, mate. We don't want to hear it. No. Go for it, mate.
Rodney Dangerfield, he can't get any respect.
Yeah.
Ever since I've heard of those Wilkinson vintage style tremolos, that's all I've been throwing on my Strats now. And there's another fellow Australian who follows my channel, 650 Thunderbird, I think is his name.
Oh yeah, I know.
He got the David Gilmour Harley Benton kind of unofficial guitar thingy from Toman, and he was saying about how the block on it was terrible. I told him to grab one of those vintage VS6 blocks because he was going to actually get a totally separate block and mount it to the tremolo, like an actual physical steel block or whatever. I said to him, why would you pay that much? The price he would have paid for the steel block to put on that original tremolo on the guitar was $36, and basically only $2 more he got the whole Wilkinson tremolo from the same place he was actually going to buy the block from. And he recently put it on the Harley Benton, and the only thing he had to do was actually take his top screw hole, had to replug it, and he just had to move over just a teeny weeny bit and redraw a hole for the screw. Everything else of the bridge all lined up perfectly, and he said he said as well he's amazed at how stable it is.
Yeah, nice. I've never really modded any of my Strats with changing sort of that sort of stuff. I've only ever done pickups and pots, so that's one sort of thing about guitars I know nothing about, or very little. I've messed with Gibson ones. Oh, not Gibson, but the Gibson style ones. The Gibson ones have actually been fine, believe it or not. So, yeah, I don't know much about it. I don't know much about them. So if anyone out there is into that sort of stuff, take Terry's word for it.
Terry, just going back to that bridge, is that the one, if I recall correctly, it's got like one of the screw holes is your normal round hole, and then the others are all elongated, so you just have to use one to get your location, and the rest of them can just pretty much use your original holes.
I'm not sure how well I can get this to show, but you can kind of see it when I tilt the bridge here. You can see especially the top screw there, you can see a little bit of the gap. Yeah.
So what it is, the hole on the low E is your normal round hole, but the other ones are like an oval, so you don't have to go around re-drilling all 6 holes.
Yeah, your top one is stationary. Everything else going down has like a little slider type bit of thing, and it's adjustable that way. And again, this is a made in Mexico. I think it's a 93 body or something like that. So it's a 93 made in Mexico and just pops right in. Didn't have to do anything. And
Looks
of course,
amazing,
the nice
man.
thing about
That's color.
these.
Ah, beautiful.
Yeah, that's nice.
You have to spend 35 minutes spinning it around.
The spin of death.
Yeah. Cool. I just got a message in the comments here for Steve, and it's from BV Ninja, who's one of the regulars on channels and comments. You'll probably see the name pop up a lot. Says, Shane, message Steve if he wants a trem block. Get an FU tone trem block, cheap and adjustable. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I think they might have some information on maybe some sort of upgrade for you. I don't know.
Interesting.
Anyway, probably make much sense, but okay, no worries.
In regards to like Strat trims, if people aren't a big fan or they find there's a stability issue with the Strat, with the actual Fender branded ones, there's Wilkinson, there's another one, Super V is another one. They've got also another very good one. There's about 2 or 3 other ones there out on the market. Some are fairly pricey. Those ones on eBay those Wilkinsons, you can get those. It cost me 68 Canadian shipped, and that was from an e-tailer on eBay, actually from the UK. So it was kind of funny, and you can get those in the black, like the pure blacked out black, the gold. That was what I had on my Candy Apple Red Strat, was a gold one, and that's chrome.
Cool.
How much do you guys think changing the material that the trim block on a Strat makes, insofar as you think it'll change the tone? You think it's just something that'll make you feel better that you've done something? I know I see some stuff that people print where they talk about the squires. You know, the trim block is made out of a really low grade metal, a pot metal or something. I'm not even exactly sure what. And I've seen some trim blocks. I haven't seen them in a while, but they were brass, which seemed very interesting.
I have a friend who did that mod.
And how did he like it, Tibor?
He said it made a huge difference. Okay, he kind of exaggerates a bit. So huge, I would say that it makes a significant change, that you could hear a difference. I didn't personally, I heard the new one after he made the mod, and it was sounding amazing, but I didn't hear it previous to that, so I don't know what to say about that. But what I can tell you though is, if you shim the tremolo block down, like I showed you with the coins, it makes a big difference, especially in terms of the attack of the note. Like the notes sound a lot poppier, and also the sustain increases a lot. And also when you do these double stop bends, you know, when you kind of bend one of the one strings, and you have like a droning note, like let's say a top E, you drone it, and then you do it like a bend, the top E kind of flops down. I'm sure you've experienced that before. So if you do this, you don't have this problem anymore. This solves this issue as well. But like I said, I don't use the trem at all. Like I use the neck to wobble it around if I want to get the slight tremolo effect, you know.
I've experimented with the number of springs in it. I've put I have a Eric Clapton signature Blackie Strat, and that has 5 springs in it, and it's basically it's not actually hard-tailed, but it's let's just call it decked. It's right down against the body, and it doesn't, there's no trem action in it at all. I've experimented with less ones. I've experimented with 3. I've experimented with 4. I've experimented with the 3s, like in the pyramid, and the 3s sort of going straight. You know, to some degree, sooner or later, you find out what the guitar seems to be happy with, and I just sort of live with it there.
Give it a try, Steve, if you get the chance, because I think you decked it using the springs, right? You put a lot of springs in it. You can deck it using the springs, Yeah, but still, there's still an extra layer of difference compared to decking it and shimming it. And
interesting.
There's actually a video, I think, by Rob Chapman. I'm sure you guys all know Rob Chapman.
Yeah.
He does a video on how to shim it, but he uses a piece of wood that he cuts out. But you can actually just use coins, and you kind of like put as many coins together as you can fit. I actually had to use a bit of a screwdriver and kind of tap it slightly to make them all fit in because of the electrical tape.
Tibor, you know all
the coins. The coins would add more mass. Also here quickly, Cheddar Kung Pao asked me to ask you if the coins fall out when you cut the strings.
No, they actually, that's a good question. These don't, because like I said, I had to lightly tap them in. So actually I use Hungarian 20 coins. And if you stack, I think I have 4 or 5 of them on top of each other, they fit exactly into this cavity. So if you can get your hands on Hungarian coins, you know,
the time coins.
you can buy the 20 forint ones for, you know, 100 forints from me. I'll be glad to ship them anywhere.
There you go. There's the new Gibson tone coins, man. That'll
There
be
you
the new
go.
thing.
Yeah, we got
They're worth like say 50 cents, but you buy them for $180. They're awesome.
And does it make a difference in the tone of whether you use copper pennies or silver dimes?
Yeah. Does it get more mids if you use rubles?
Oh, probably. Yeah, I never thought of that.
Or it might get hotter if you use rubles.
Whoa.
If they come from
Maybe I should
Chernobyl.
do some tests.
The guitar will glow in the dark.
Yeah. Boy, your bridge is on fire. Yeah, literally.
Somebody get a Geiger counter quick.
But
I'm sorry.
So-
Go ahead. Go ahead, Terry.
I was just going to say in regards to the block thing, like I said, I've also experimented. I also had the Guitar Fetish Deluxe made in Mexico that had the brass block. And again, it seems to be what I've understand from more discussions about guitar and everything else. The more mass you have at your bridge, the more your sustain happens. And I noticed that with the larger block in those Wilkinsons and the brass block in the made in Mexico Asian Guitar Fetish Premium Tremolo. In the case of with the brass block, you do have a little bit of that natural brightness, ching ching kind of sound, very similar to like what I get on the Telly with its brass saddles. Just that little bit of difference, but the sustain is definitely something that is the most consistent between the various types of tremolos with a large quality block, not not the pot metal junk stuff. Because even pot metal junk stuff, for some reason, still doesn't really do a whole lot.
We just had Terry Cure in the chat ask everybody. Well, I don't know much about it, so everyone else, would washers work okay instead? Like tap washers.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Insofar as just keeping the trem block in place, yeah, anything you stick in there would work. But, as Terry was just alluding to, depending on what you put in there might change the mass and eventually the sustain. Like I suspect, without actually knowing for a fact, but I suspect
go ahead, sorry.
No, I suspect that if you put, some metal in there, you'll get more sustain than you would if you stuck wood in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Metal works better, I think. I've tried it with the wooden shim as well at first, but it wasn't the right size first of all, and I think the coins work better. And sorry, just to apologize. I don't know. Well, not to apologize, but to give an answer to your friend or to the person who asks if the coins fall out or not. I think another thing you can do to prevent the coins from falling out is to put the cover back on. You kind of have a cover that comes over, and I think that should keep it in.
For those strap players who don't know what that is, it's one of these.
Yeah.
Every strap player I know rips this off, throws it out. So
yeah, this one I've kept mine on.
Oh yeah, cool.
I kept mine on too. One of the things that I noticed though about the trim cover on the back, and Tibor might be able to have chime on this one too, is that when I play with the string tension and put more spring tension as opposed to string tension, mm-hmm. the trem block tends to roll towards the headstock end of the guitar. And when you still have the trem cover on it, when you want to change strings, you've moved the trem block far enough forward where now you've got to take the cover off to change the strings, which is a bit of a pain in the neck. But
I always wondered why Fender.
One solution I found to this, Steve, is to change it string by string. Because if you
okay.
When you get this issue when you change the strings, right? When you change the strings, right? You take all the strings off and then kind of
only when I have a lot of spring tension on it. You know, when you put spring tension on it, it tends to bring the it tends to almost like the deck the rear end of the trim on it.
Screw the claw springs more into the body. There's that whole interplay there. Yeah, you kind of have to match.
I find it interesting you guys don't put an extra spring in there. That's the first thing I do when I get a Strat. I mean, I don't use the tremolo arm at all. So for me, I just, like, wherever it is now, I have no idea. I've got it somewhere, but I just put an extra, like, I can still see the, I don't know if this is going to work, but I can still see the holes relatively well. But all I've got is 4 springs. I'll leave the center one empty and put 2 on each side. I don't even have this blocked. Like, I haven't done anything to this. It sort of sits up a little bit, but it doesn't move much when I play. Like, it's pretty rock solid. And I don't know. I remember on my old deluxe Strat, I had a piece of wood in there from one of the shops, and I always felt like maybe that did something to the sound. And it's funny because you guys were talking about that before, that maybe adding, it's weird because guitar's the whole wood thing, the tone wood thing or whatever, but it I always felt like that did something to the sound and made it, I don't know, man, it didn't have the bite it had when I first got it after I had that done. I don't know. So maybe the coin thing is the way to go. It might be, you should do some videos, man, and see if you can actually pull out actually see if there's a difference in the sound and all that sort of stuff. That'd be interesting.
Comparison, yeah.
Well,
comparison, that's the word I'm looking for, and I couldn't think of it, so I rambled on for 45 seconds. Yeah. That's exactly what I was trying to say.
Is the tone better with $1.50 or $2 worth of coins?
Yeah, exactly.
An American coin or a Canadian coin?
There is a difference, isn't there?
Yeah.
check out Rob Chapman's video on how to block off a tremolo, hardtail and electric guitar. He uses a wooden block.
A wooden block.
Yeah, but he shows you how to kind of screw the claw in first. He explains it very well, you know. Mm-hmm. And then instead of using the wood, use coins and make 2. Also important to make 2 rows of coins. Sorry, the straps in the way. I use 2 rows. Some people just put 1 in the middle. Put 2. I think 2 works better.
That's because you have 2 points of contact transferring mass or transferring energy, which Will Galvin and a few others have actually talked about that in regards to the whole, we won't go there, the whole tone wars thing. But basically what it comes down to is it's, again, energy being passed through the body, passed through the hardware connected to the body, you know.
Yeah.
That all is all part of sustain.
We can talk.
Give it a try.
Yeah. I might try it because, like, I'm lazy, right? So all I said to the guy when I bought that guitar is, "Do you have an extra spring?" That was it. So maybe it's worth it at some point.
It's 100% reversible. Sorry, Terry.
No problem. In my case, it's just the 3 springs straight up, claw screwed back as far as possible. But of course, I deck all my tremolos, so I only get the down bend. I don't do too many floating. I've had floating before, but just I guess it's the whole Hendrix thing.
So I just had a question in the. Sorry, guys. I just had a question in the chat from Showman Blues asking who else had YouTube channels. So I'm pretty sure right now Terry's the only guy who has a guitar-related one. T-Ball's got a deep dive. What was it? What was the diving channel?
Free diving.
That's it. Awesome. So it's like snorkeling kind of thing, but no scuba tanks or whatever you call it. Yeah, scuba diving. That's cool. So we don't have Landon, who was in here earlier, has one as well. Lando 27 Music. But that's it. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if we're trying to maybe talk John into doing a cheap guitar.
More channels for yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got John muted. Sorry, man. I could hear kids screaming before. Hang on a sec.
Come back in from the pool and it's mayhem here at the moment. it's joyous mayhem, but mayhem nonetheless.
Yeah.
But why they're here actually is because they've sold their place. They're moving back to Melbourne, and the lawyer got the dates wrong on the contract, and they needed somewhere to stay until they move at the end of the year. But being that now my family's going back to Melbourne, I don't need to be up here anymore either. So between April and June, I'm heading back to Melbourne. So definitely we could probably work together and do some cheap guitar type sort of thing. Or you can do
that's good.
You know, let's go look at John's crap type video if you want. I'm up for that.
Hey, that's the perfect. I like that title. It's clickbaity. I like it.
But look, obviously, to get on here, you need a YouTube channel, and if you go to my YouTube channel, you're going to see like the kids cooking cupcakes and fireworks from New Year's Eve 5 years ago. But I don't really put too much up on there. But yeah, I was toying with the idea of sort of like documenting that Strat that I put together or put back together again. But in the end, it never really happened. It sat there for ages, and then I just had to quickly put it all back together in one day. And just, you know, I'm not set up with all the equipment, so trying to, as much as you can take a kind of a half decent video with a phone, there's only so much you can do with two hands holding a phone, screwing this, and holding the guitar.
You definitely need a tripod minimum, you know.
Yeah.
You need a tripod and you need a decent light. That's it. That's all you need to do YouTube.
Yeah. No, that's
tripod helps.
Because like as you see, I've been doing handheld here because my computer is just so out of. It's like it's a Mac that's running the software that I bought it with on 10 years ago. So it doesn't let me do live streams. Doesn't let me do anything because all the software's out of date, and I can't upgrade it until I wipe the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I've
well, again, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's it. So just like I'm kind of just doing this sort of stuff on the phone at the moment, and
cool.
it's kind of half-assed.
Yeah, what I was going to add to that is from what I've heard, can't remember if it was Ryan Bruce, aka Fluff, on his own channel or other people's, but it seems to be the key that you can have crappy video quality, but if you have the audio quality, you're still going to get viewers.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I could name a few channels like that, but I'm not going to. But no, you're right, absolutely.
Well,
especially with audio stuff, that's a huge thing. I mean, look, I think there's plenty of well-known gear channels that don't even have lighting, and it looks like they don't have lighting. I even use lighting when I do this just because I've got it. I don't expect everyone else that joins to have lighting because they're not YouTubers, so I don't care about that. But it's just I'm in the habit of that now. So yeah, just look at videos and see how well some of them are lit. And if you see a lot of grain in the picture quality, it means they don't have any lighting. All right, guys. Well, that's the 2-hour mark and the 45-minute mark for Steve. So
yeah.
I just want to firstly
keep rubbing it in.
I wanted to thank all the new subscribers for jumping on. This week we've had last 2 weeks I've had more people join the channel than ever before this previous time. So it's been crazy. We were getting like 220 one day and 195 the next day or whatever. So we had a whole lot of people join, and it's great. It's good to see. Hopefully the new direction of stuff is bringing in more people and also building a community. And I very rarely have to moderate comments at all, even in these live chats. I banned one guy earlier, but he was being a bit of a knob. So that's what you get. But otherwise, yeah, it's been good. And I just wanted to thank you guys for jumping on as well. It's always good having someone else to chat to when I do this, and as opposed to me just rambling on. So I think if you guys want to, I'll probably schedule another one for 2 weeks from now. And if you're free, jump on. If not, no stress. And yeah, I'll try and do them more regularly as well. I think, I don't know, this is fun for me. You know, we just have a chat about whatever comes up. None of this is planned. We just hit live and then it's ready to go. There's no emails that get sent around saying this is the topic. Maybe that would help. I don't know, but I enjoy like not having any notion of what I want to talk about, I just hit go live. It's daunting at the start when I first started doing this. Now it's just like, we'll talk about whatever comes up. So if you enjoy these, yeah, absolutely. So if people in the chat are enjoying or watching the live stream or enjoying the video and you haven't given it the thumbs up, please do. Appreciate that. It carries across as well over to the actual rerun of this. So you can give it the thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it, but thumbs up appreciated as well.
There's no thumbs middle yet.
No. Yeah, there needs to just be it was all right. An all right button in the middle.
It's one of these.
I do kind of miss the star. I do kind of miss the star rating. I used to think that was maybe a little bit more accurate, because people were like, I don't know, the thumbs up and thumbs down thing. Even if the content's good, but someone doesn't agree with it, they'll thumbs it down. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't actually reflect the quality of the video. It just reflects whether people sometimes agree with the content, and not on my channel so much, but just in general. Like, it's not a guide to video content quality. It's more of an opinion. So it's weird. It's weird how it works now, but it doesn't matter either way. But anyway, that's enough of that. So, guys, thanks for being a part of this again. And we'll catch everybody soon. And thanks so much for the donation earlier too. I appreciate that from Chuck. That was insane. So thanks, man. I'll put it back into something good for the channel, as I always do. And let's do it again soon.
Sweet.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Shane.
All right. See you later, everyone.
Rest of the weekend.
All the best, guys. Have a good one.
I get too old. That's my job.
See you guys.
Cheers. Cheers.